And I am proud to say that I'm Sharon's sidekick and have been for several years. I actually didn't go into teaching right out of growing up. I went into business and I worked in commercial banking on the West Coast and then mortgage lending on the East Coast, and then decided that I needed to be a teacher, and that's what so I fit into all the data that says you change careers. I think I'm staying with this one now. I started out actually student teaching when Dr. Dumaresque was at Central Dauphin, and at that time my mentor, Becky Deitman, told me that I would be perfect for CTC education, and I said, no, I'm an English teacher. I need to go teach Shakespeare, and wound up at Annville, Cleona for 6 or 7 years, where I taught 8th grade middle school. And then they moved me to teach the 11th graders because they have half-day CTC at Lebanon, and I work very well with those students, and that's where I found my calling, and my mentor was right so many years before. And then I had a job offer through Dauphin County Tech. Well, actually, my Penn State professor, Dr. Clark, was then the director of DCTS, and he encouraged me to apply. And I moved into the English department chair position at Dauphin County Technical School, and through that I saw a huge need to assist our CTE teachers, because CTE educators get no training whatsoever in being an educator, and they're thrown into a classroom, and 6 years later, after 36 Penn State credits, they have now had their educational training. And I also found that I took all the workforce education courses, so I speak from experience that none of them teach them how to do instructional strategies at all. So that led me to become the reading specialist when Prudy Sweeney retired, who Sharon had referred to earlier, and been working side by side with Sharon ever since, in just a phenomenal situation that just keeps growing and getting better every day. I also noted with the CTC teachers needing our assistance that very few post-secondary institutes teaching education majors today are giving them instructional strategies. They're basically masters of their content, and we find in education that that's really not what's going to make them successful and effective teachers. So that's my plug on why I believe coaching is just necessary. Part of what we learned from PIIC was the ability to bring professional development back to our school, and through working with Peggy Grimm years ago, and now Dr. Fox and Sandy Trainer, we are a team that gathers our own data and develops our own professional development, where Sharon, Allison, and I gain that through PIIC, and coupled with the research that we do on our own. And ultimately, the school hasn't had to spend very much money at all over the last 5 to 6 years, and outside presenters. We're doing everything in-house, and I'm happy to report that through our own data gathering and the student data gathering, we are our school performance profile put us the #1 CTC school in the state.
Wow.
And others by
Wow, that's fabulous.
okay.
Fabulous.
So basically the professional development that we design fits our school needs and helps our teachers, which also promotes the business of coaching, because one of the key factors is gaining the trust of the educators, and if they see that they're able to trust us and help turn their teaching around and their classrooms around, that becomes quite beneficial. We have sent many teachers to the PLN coursework, both our CTE educators and our academics. We're a 4-year comprehensive, they get everything at our school. But basically through the PLN training, then our teachers as well as us are allowed to continue growing our network and learning different content areas. I think that our CTE educators in the classrooms with Deb Hines and that are taking place here in central Pennsylvania, the teachers in math and science are learning from our teachers the integrated nature of what it is that they teach and the language that needs to be shared and those types of things. And lastly, I was at a board meeting last week, and I've been at board meetings before, and I feel this presence of what Dr. Grimm says, that you can cut everything, but you can't cut my coaches. And I watched her in the last 2 years let our board know the importance of how effective coaching is, and we've watched other districts. We were one of the first ones to have coaches, and we've watched districts in Dauphin County now add and get coaches. So